What's up, guys? So this is I don't know, day 7. I'm gonna say it's day 7. I know I'm off maybe by a day. But in that last video I did have some of, I guess, what would be day 7. So I'm gonna just start from day 7. I'm on my 34-hour break, which I explained in my last video. I'm on my 34-hour break and 34-hour reset to get my break. A couple things which I'm going to do today on my truck. I've already went to Walmart, picked up a couple of things like food and such. I didn't know that they actually have ice in the OC. So this OC is pretty good. Carlisle OC, for the people that are coming to Schneider, if you get sent to Carlisle to do your reset, it's not bad. The kitchen is open until like 9 or 10. 8. It's open until 8, which is pretty late. And they cook burgers, like anything. I mean, all the OCs cook like that, but the one in Charlotte, it like closes pretty early. So this one up here stays open pretty late. There's like a movie room in there, which is pretty cool. It's playing good movies. I watched a couple movies yesterday. Laundry room, of course, all of them have that, but it's just a pretty comfortable place. Sorry, we're next to the highway. As you can see, my truck is dirty, really dirty. I've been driving mostly in the north, as you know, and all the salt, water splashed on my truck. So it's pretty dirty. I think I'm gonna get her cleaned. I can't move the truck during my 34, but I'm gonna get some grease on there on my fifth wheel, so it's not scraping or anything. I'm gonna do that, and yeah. So what I'm just doing today is just straightening up my truck, putting my clothes away and such. It is pretty dirty in there, and just getting prepared for tomorrow. I did buy a notebook. I bought a couple of things. Some of it was explained in my last video, like the post-it notes and such. But I bought a notebook, so I'll be keeping track of all my loads in here. They do give you like a pumpkin patch, they call it. It's a pumpkin notebook, because it's an orange. Crap. It's an orange notebook. But I'm gonna be using that. I think it'll be a little bit more better for me. And I'll catch up with you guys tomorrow. Also, just to throw it in here, it's supposed to be a big storm coming tomorrow, or over the weekend, not specifically tomorrow. So I'm waiting for my pre-assignment today. At some point, it should pop up in there, and I'm just going to see what they got for me, because to be honest, I really don't want to go into the north at all, even if it's tomorrow, because I mean, the way they're telling it, it might not be much, but I mean, it's the way they're putting it. It's supposed to be like blizzard like. So I really don't want to go back in the north. I don't want to go back in the north anyways, guys. And I was going to make a video on this. Let me get back in the truck, get situated, so I can talk a little bit better. What's going on? So I'm situated back in the truck. I was going to do this on another video, but then I forgot, so I'm going to do it now. So yesterday, specifically the past couple days, 2 days, I was, traveling all through the north, like north New York. I went to Syracuse, Rochester, back down to Seville, Ohio, then Pennsylvania, back to Ohio. Now I'm back in Pennsylvania, and a couple issues, man. So I was having a great day, specifically yesterday. Let's say specifically yesterday. Having a great day. Riding smooth. Just riding. It was a long ride. I know I had to go from Ohio to Pennsylvania. It was about because I knew the hills on it, it was a good trip. So I'm riding, and I just see accident after accident after accident. And whatever mindset you're in, right, you can't ignore it. I mean, you can't ignore And they were all semis. They were just all semi trucks. You can't ignore, the thought, of you seeing one, let alone, I seen at least, and this is no exaggeration, it was at least 10 accidents. Some of them were just had cones around it with snow on it because it had snowed already. Because it was just so many that they couldn't get because you got to get, if they're heavy enough, like you got to get a special, a special wrecker out there to get these. They were shutting down portion of the highway or the interstates, wherever it was at, because I seen it on one was on 320, a lot was on 322, which is very steep grades going through Pennsylvania, and then the other one was on Interstate 90, which connects, you can, it literally took me from Syracuse all the way down to near Cleveland, and I was just seeing wreck after wreck after wreck after wreck. They would cut it down, the interstate down to one lane. And you can't put that out of your mind. It's crazy, because it was all the wrecks were at the bottom of a hill where there's a little curve. It wasn't a sharp curve really, but my my responsibility for my life matters a lot, right? To me. I know that I'm going to take my time. I'm not rushing to get someplace. And, Schneider will tell you, one, yeah, you're the captain of your ship. Remember that. But two, remember, there's no load more important in your life. And I see these trucks. I was waking up early. I would see these trucks out in the mornings. The speed limit is 70, but that's the limit. That's just the limit. That's the fastest you can go. That doesn't mean you have to go that fast. And I'm, somewhat glad it's governed at 65. On some of these hills. When you get on flat land, it's more comfortable and more safe for you to go those higher speeds. But on these grades, going 65, 70, going 65, 70 can be dangerous, because at the end of it, you have a curve. And at those speeds, even a minor curve, like a soft curve, can end up with you laid on with your truck, tractor, and trailer laid on your side. What I'm trying to say, and what I want to hammer down into your mind, is take your time. Trucks, especially if you're working for Schneider, trucks will pass you because you're governed. And what governed mean, for the people that don't know, when I say my truck is governed at 65, that means that's the highest it will go. It will go 70 if you're going down a hill and let it run, but it will not go past 70. It won't go past 70. And if you go past 70 for a long period of time, you just letting it run down the hill for longer than 30 seconds or so, it'll trigger a critical event, meaning that Schneider will be notified that you've been going in excess of your governor. So you want to be careful with that. But that's what I mean by when I say the truck is being governed at 65. But take your time, especially in these weather. Every time a truck passes me, I don't even. It just bewilders me. Why are you going so? I know the load. You want to get to the load, get to the next load, But then those people, those tens of tractors and trailers I saw laid on their side with snow over it. You think that they're going to stop the load, the person that you're, the receiver or the shipper that you're in such a rush to get to is going to stop, do a memorial service for you if you pass away, and the business, whatever you're in, unless it's your own, is going to stop and lay to rest their work because you're gone? No. That shipper is going to find another person to transport that cargo. The receiver is going to still be there waiting on the load to get there, and the business is going to go on the next day as usual. So all that being said is, take your time. Don't put the load over your life, and you're doing that by going these excessive speeds. Like I said, sometimes if it's flatlands And if it's flat and you can see far ahead of you, then you're able to control it. If you're comfortable with it, then yeah, like, push it, be all out, don't go, go to speeds that are comfortable to you, but don't go too slow either. You got to find the right pace, because going too slow on the hill, let's for example, right? So at the end of 322 yesterday, they had it posted, truck limits, truck speed limit 20 miles per hour. Even with that, even with those multiple signs, back to back saying truck speed limit 20 miles per hour, I still have trucks behind me trying to go 40, 45. Now, if it says truck speed limits 20 miles per hour, it's a steep grade. It's like it's the steepest of the steep, and it was in 322 bypasses, or it goes through these little small, they call it villages, and so you'll also see these signs saying engine retarders prohibited, meaning they don't want to be hearing your engine brake. You know what that means? You got to put yourself into a lower gear. You can do it manual. Go manual on your truck. Put your truck in a lower gear, and just creep. Don't worry about that truck trying to push you. I had a long line of cars behind me, but when the divider showed that you could pass, I slowed up a little bit more and signaled for cars to pass me. I didn't want to be rude, but I didn't want to put myself in danger. And you're not only just, if you're in that area that I was in, where it's like going through cities and stuff, you're not putting yourself in danger too. You're putting other people in danger as well. Now, if it's open, you can see far ahead of you, pretty much flat, don't go 35, 45, because that's also a danger. You got, of course, be in the right lane. Find your medium that works for you on those steep grades. Pay attention to all the signs. I mean, I was looking at every sign, looking at bridges, signs, seeing, I know my truck is 13 feet, 6 inches. I know, like, anything close to that, I ain't going under it until I see another truck go on it. Like, it had a couple of 14 inches, 14 feet, 1 inch. And I would say, okay. That's when those trucks that was trying to pass me came into use, because I would just let them go first and see if their tractor, just went under. And if it did, then I would, continue on my speed. But I was reading every sign and just being careful, just taking my time and just looking out, it's just the most important thing out here. Like, not only in the north, because the north is not the only ones with steep grades or accidents where you can get into an accident. Weather conditions. If it rains, take your time. Make sure, a big thing too. And I was like, I don't know how I forgot. It skipped my mind. I went low on window washer fluid. And you see my truck walking up here. You see my truck. It's dirty as heck. Well, if you're driving through not only the rain but the snow, where they've cleared the interstate, they put salt down, all that dust and then some of that water mixed together, salt dust and all that will kick up, and that's what causes my truck to be white like it is. But you want to have window washer fluid. You want to have that filled up. You want to make sure to check your oil. You want to make sure that's at its proper level, no shavings or anything. You just want to take care of your truck as much as possible. But like, if I had ran out of window washer fluid, it would have easily covered my my windshield, and I wouldn't have been able to see anything. And that's the number one thing too. Like, if I can't see anything, then I'm not a danger to everybody around me, right? So those little small things definitely keep in mind. Like, know where you're going and be prepared for these things. Know if you're going up north, more than likely, if you're going above, like, even North Carolina, you're going to come into contact with some grades, some steep grades, and it's going to tell you. It's going to have a picture of a truck on a hill going down. It might say, put your truck in a lower gear, or put your truck in a certain gear, and that's to say, this is the proper gear for you to go down this hill. So you don't have to use up your retarders as much, because a lot of, like I said, a lot of the towns around it prohibit it because of the noise it makes. But just pay attention to the sign when you're doing your trip planning. Know where you're going, and just be prepared. Be really prepared. But take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Take your time. Get to the right. Let them pass you. Let them pass you. That's them. That is them. Let them pass you. The load will get there. Plan accordingly. The load will get there. When you see, but look ahead as well. It was a couple times at the end of yesterday, I went on I couldn't deliver my load yesterday. I had to make it a relay because I started later in the day. Like I just started later in the day, so I wasn't able to deliver. I had to do a relay, and it took me downtown of this city. I forget the name. I think it was Gettysburg, actually. Like where, Lincoln, or not Lincoln. Was it Lincoln? Lincoln gave the Gettysburg Address. I'm in Pennsylvania, so I believe it was in Gettysburg. And it was going straight, and I was looking at the GPS, and it was just like, go straight. But there were signs on the road saying a roundabout. I really don't like roundabouts because they can be an issue. I don't like my trailer hitting something that off the ground. Like, I just don't like roundabouts. They sometimes can be not wide enough, or signs can be posted in the most inconvenient places on a roundabout. I just don't like them. And good enough that a lot of trucks were going through this passage. It must have been like the only passage, or the most convenient passage for a lot of trucks, because there was a lot of trucks going through this roundabout. And I just looked ahead, and I was prepared, what I was going to do. I knew in my mind, all right, I see a roundabout. It's not on my GPS, but because I was looking ahead, looking at the signs, I knew what was coming, and I prepared myself. The same thing. Signs are going to be, there are signs posted before danger. 99% of the time, there are signs posted before danger comes, or the possibility of a dangerous situation. So just pay attention to the signs. Like, I know they tell you, that's one of the main reasons they say don't use your phone. I listen to podcasts but my mind is never off what my main job is. And my main job is my life, keeping my life safe. And that also, as a professional driver, you got to predict what other people around you are doing. So if I see, cars coming down an incline, and I know that I'm, might be, sorry about the mess. I know I might be going on here, but I just want to make sure that I get it into you. If I see a car coming down an incline, I know, and I'm in the right lane, I got somebody on my left lane, so I can't get over. What I got to do? Slow down. And if I see somebody up ahead on the side of the road, again, I got somebody on my left lane, I want to, I put on my hazard lights, and then I slow down to make sure I'm creating a safe place for that person on the side of the road, because that's not the safest place. Or is on the side. That's actually one of the most dangerous places, is on the side of the road, especially on the side of an interstate. So you're creating a safe place for that driver by putting on your hazards, slowing down, or getting over to the side of the road. If you see somebody on their phone and not paying attention, back off from that person. Maybe slow down, create some space. You should always have space in your truck. Now, most trucks I think all the trucks have this device in it. It's attached also, like it works in conjunction with your cruise control, but it'll signal how far back you are from the vehicle in front of you. And I think it's like 7 seconds is supposed to be the that distance, and it'll adjust itself. Like if you're on cruise control, it'll put your truck 7 seconds behind that vehicle, or at least try to, if they're not going the same speed. But all that said, just take your time. I cannot stress that enough. When you get out on this road, you're going to make mistakes. You know, I've made my fair share already, and I'm going to make more. It's what happens. But you know, I'm going to take my time, because your life is not it's definitely more valuable than the load you're carrying. And you know, you also are in, you know, with great, they say with great power comes great responsibility. Well, you got 80,000, what could be up to 80,000 pounds at the at your beck and call. So with that comes responsibility for other people as well. So look out for others, you know, predict what others are going to do, take your time. And with that said, I'll talk to you later.